We good?
Yep.
All right. I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I? No.
All right, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
All right, welcome back to the Nunez Baseball Podcast. This week we got our pitching coach, Coach Dom.
What's going on?
Of course, we got Cameron, who is the producer of all of this.
Hold on. Is your mic off? Sounds weird.
All right, I guess we...
Restart.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I could edit it.
No.
Just go ahead.
All right, welcome back to the Nunez Baseball Podcast. This week we got our pitching coach, Coach Dom, with us.
What's going on?
Of course, we got Cameron, who's the media guy.
Yeah, man.
And we got a very special guest, the voice of the Pelicans for the Broadcasting Network, and the co-host of the Hash It Out show. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you know anything about Nunez baseball these last couple of years, VK's been a big part of it. He's broadcast all of our home games, and he's really helping us grow Nunez baseball in a positive way. So, VK, I'll let you say a few things and welcome you to the Nunez Baseball Podcast.
Oh, it's an honor and a privilege to be here on this special podcast here. This Nunez Baseball at Nunez Community College. It's a beautiful campus here. I mean, a lot of growth in this school, and the president, letter director, everybody, they have done an unbelievable job here at this campus. So it's an honor and privilege to be here.
No, happy to have you. And Coach Dom, I'll welcome you on. Coach Dom, I think this is your third year with us.
Yeah. This is the third year.
He's,
after 2-year playing career here.
Yeah, Dom played. He was with me and Coach Glenn. We started the program, and now he's back after playing 2 years at Salem. Very successful year. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah. I'm Dominic, pitching coach. Alex and I actually started the program in 2017, way back when. Skipped classes a few times to get some signatures on some surveys, but watching back the other podcast with Coach Glenn, started it without a bat and a ball, no locker room, no field, no anything, and here we are now sitting in a nice locker room with 5 uniforms in the lockers. We got the voice of the Pelicans who helping us grow it. We've come a long way from where we started, and it was just nice to kind of come back to, I guess, my alma mater.
Yeah. Cam, you want to add anything, or you just here?
No, I was gonna let them get their shine. I mean,
I appreciate it, Cam.
They're the stars of the show today.
Yep.
I've talked enough. I've done enough. So I want to hear their
And
inputs.
and I'll tell you one thing. Cam is like one of the most hardworking people in media here at Nunez. I'm just first time meeting him this year. He's doing a lot of things, and we still got to talk about some things too. But I tell you, I'm amazed that this is starting to be almost like sports information here. So I really like that, and that's really good when you find resources to grow a program more than anything else. Myself, this is my 3rd year here doing broadcast for the Sports Broadcasting Network. It's based out of Texas. And I get hired a couple years ago. They're saying, hey, we need somebody. And I was looking for something just to, I'm just getting back home to Louisiana. I'm gone out the state for a couple years. I come back home, and a lot of things happening with my family and everything. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I see this position. I apply, and all of a sudden it was like, we want to come talk to you. I was like, okay. So they're telling me, what to do, what I need to do. It's like, you get paid to do that. All right, what schools? And they told me about BRCC at first. Then, all of a sudden, Nunez has a baseball program. Back in my head, I'm like, Nunez has a baseball program? I don't know, I was shocked because I remember the club baseball days. I'm a student, graduate of Delgado. I remember those games. But all of a sudden, I'm like, really? So it made me have to do a lot of research. So when I did some research and everything, and I was like, wow. And then when I came to the game, first game, and I met Alex, and I meet Coach Glenn, they embrace me like I'm their own, like I'm one of their people. It's like, I appreciate you coming. I think you're going to do great here and everything. And I look, and I see the diversity of that team. And I was like, I think this is going to be cool. I think it's going to be great. So when I got set up and do what I had to do and everything, I had to get settled. had to get used to the players, and all of a sudden I realized this is fun. But I think I embraced it more last year when I had a tough time in my life, and then all of a sudden everybody embraced me like I was family. And I really appreciated that. And I love doing broadcasting for the Sports Broadcasting Network, and I love doing broadcasting for Nunez. This is a place to be. It don't matter what my alma mater, it don't matter what school I went to. I love it here. I love what y'all do. I love what this, especially the Powells. That family just embraced me like I'm their own. The school has embraced me as their own. And the fans are amazing. I didn't know how the connection was I knew the fans had a good connection, the encouragement, the support. I love it. It was more amazing last year when I lost my wife, and my wife passed away and everything. And that weekend, and it was not the most easy weekend, like yesterday was a year since my wife passed. And, had some emotions, but I was okay, making sure my child is okay. You know what I'm saying? Because she has her moments. She's 5. So last year, at the time, and it was Easter weekend of last year. It's more of a different date now because it's leap year. Right. So at that weekend was the weekend I had to bury her. That was the weekend Nunez played BRCC in Chalmette. And that was a very uneasy weekend because I had to take a flight to go bury her. And then Lynn, big shout out to Lynn Michaels, he came in, stepped in. I'm going to step in and do the broadcast for you. When he was there, it was kind of awkward, but I wanted to still I watched a little bit of the game more when I was coming back home that Sunday. And it was the Easter Sunday at that. So all of a sudden when I seen it, great broadcast, all that stuff, it was very good games. All of a sudden, Lynn was like telling me, the love was, he was like, I'm glad you're okay. The love was unbelievable. Both fan bases asked about you, and they were wondering where you are. They kind of knew what happened, but when they realized, oh, he's gone, he's got to go do this the funeral. So, man, the love was unbelievable for both fan bases. So I embraced both families. I embrace it, and I really appreciate it because it's helped me along the way more than anything else, especially here in Chalmette, also in Baton Rouge, but here, how y'all embraced me. And it was a lot more than that for when we had the baseball banquet last year. It was amazing how the people, and I had to bring my mom. I had to, because it was the fact, I want you to see this. I want you to see how hard your son has worked, how hard that I had to go through to take care of my kid. But not just that, to see that I am wanted here. I am who I am. And when she's seeing how many people was like, hey, Mr. VK, hi, everybody's, I mean, the people, the president, my mom she was just so proud. She couldn't even believe it. Like, wow, this is really what it is. I say, yes, this is what it is. I mean, I don't put this work here for nothing. I embrace everything because I know I'm good at what I do, but I do it because I love it. And I feel this is a calling from God for me to just do what I can to serve in a way to try to, give hope to people, but not just that, to give excitement to fans out here in Chalmette, Louisiana, and all over the city. Because they got people that's from home, but you got people from all over the South, all over the place, because not everybody's from the area. That's what I learned about in college sports. That's why you need streaming. That's why you need all that stuff. Because the fact of the matter is, you ain't got nobody. You got some people that's from the home base. You ain't got too many from the home base. You got people from other places in the city, across the country.
Right. Not everybody's parents can make it to every game.
Thank you. That's it. Not everybody's going to make it to the game. So, hey, have the stream, have everything else. And I love what I do, man. It's really fun.
Yeah, we've definitely loved having you here, and you're definitely part of the family, and I appreciate you saying all that because, almost got teary-eyed, and, we definitely keep you in our prayers every day,
Thank you.
Unfortunately, with your wife passing away, and, it's never easy. But I think, the best you can handle that, I think you have, and you know that Nunez Baseball is always here for you, if you ever need anything. So
Absolutely, and I loved it with one of the, and I think it might have been Peyton Cooper, his mom, and I still ain't forget her. She came to me and told me like, "Hey, whenever you have your baby come through and come down, I'll watch her for you." So I really appreciated how the fans were and everything, but I overcame a lot in my life to get where I am.
absolutely.
Especially getting my degree. Graduated Nicholls State University in December 2023. So
That's awesome.
it's
That's big time.
it's big for me, and a lot of things are growing. Doing the Hash It Out show. Shout out to my guys Jared JB Boyd and George Peppers. We do a lot of hard work. Premises prep sports, but we do a lot of Louisiana sports as well. Our main focus, we do national stories too, but our main premise is to represent the state of Louisiana. That's the main premise. It's something else when you had two African Americans on the show and a Greek person on the show that's talking sports and everything. But some sports shows focus on this, that, and the third. Like, no, we're unified. It don't matter. Anything that's good for the state, we will put it on there. If you have a great chicken to the soul story, overcoming stories, we want to tell the story. We had Coach Powell on our show one time. We had huge numbers on it, man, because I tell you, it's amazing. This fan base is unbelievable here at Nunez.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Definitely go check out that show. They do an awesome job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all had Jay Johnson on that show.
Yeah,
huh?
we had Jay Johnson on there. I mean, that was amazing. We had him on. I actually did the show from Suarez because it was the fact when
I remember that.
They actually got to us and said, "Hey, can you have him on that Monday morning?" And that was Lundegaard. I said, "All right, let's do it." I talked to my guy. I said, Jared is the one that's our main host. He puts it every day together. And he was like, "Hey, I'm on the clock. You take over, VK. You done podcasting in the past. You take over." So me and George did the show, and Jay was awesome. He was unbelievable. We had him. We had Mike Silver from Nicholls State on the show. We had Jay Ullman from Tulane, Blake Dean on the show. The biggest thing that we had to grow on was our audience and realize what trends, because this is our third year that we have done this. And Jared had to grow into what is hot and what we need to talk about. Because when we got out of prep basketball, we had an idea of having Paul Maneri on the show. We had him twice. And he said, "I don't know." I said, "Dude, Paul Maneri is one of the best coaches ever come out of LSU. Great replacement. I mean, the closest thing to Skip Bertman will have a big audience." And I'm telling you, college baseball is hot. We need to start having more coaches on the show. When he seen the audience and how much people we had for those interviews, he was like, "Hey, let's get Coach from Nicholls State on there. Let's get that's like now you see what the trend is." You know what I'm saying? So I think we matured more than anything else now that we know sometimes where we need to go, because it's like, hey, this is happening right now. This is happening. Hey, let's try to get coach such and such. Let's try to get this player. Let's try to get that player. We try to do some things that certain sports entities and sports shows are not doing. We don't see that a lot in a lot of these shows because they stick to generics. They stick to this, that, and the third. And we love what we're doing, and we feel like we're more universal. And things like there have been ideas, like we tried to be on radio. Things didn't work out with that. And I'm kind of glad about it because me and JB talked about it, about how it is so different now with podcasting. That when you own it, that means it's like you run your show.
Right.
You run your show the way you want it, but not just that, running it in a way when you have good content, this, that, and the third, guess what? They're coming to you. And it's sometimes hard when you want to sell and what else. You know what I'm saying? If you want to sell or stay pat. That's what the business is. But I'm really glad how well we growed as a show. And we're continuing to grow. I know sooner or later we're gonna have your coach on again and stuff like that. And I'm thinking maybe close to the end of the season. I'm thinking a week that we're gonna have dedicated to the Region 23 tournament.
That's
that
awesome.
We want to have your coach, BRCZ coach, because he has not. I don't think he has been in too many media outlets because I don't think Baton Rouge media talks about them too much, like talking about it, which is not right.
Right.
Because I feel like if New Orleans is going to talk about Delgado and Nunez, why in the world you can't talk about BRCC? I don't get it.
Because we're fighting the same battle too.
Exactly.
Most of the New Orleans media is covering Delgado, and that's one of the reasons we've started this. We kind of gotta create our own media and our own media outlet. And I know you said earlier talking about Cameron's kind of almost like a sports information. We're kind of. Me and him are kind of a two-man team with all that, trying to put out as much content as possible because, we got to give people stuff to talk about and,
And I mean,
we don't always get the coverage that, Delgado gets, and we get it. They've been around for a long time, but for us to, get out there and start getting some of the better players, you got to put yourself out there and stuff like that.
It's starting to come up compared to what it was.
And I know I did a couple of stories for y'all last year. For Crescent City, we're starting to do write-ups for them. Then on top of that, we, on our podcast, we always talk about y'all and stuff like that, And sometimes
definitely appreciate
it. Absolutely. And sometimes, like, Coach Glenn even said, sometimes you got to earn your way. And I think now is the time that it's earned because I think even WGNO did a couple things with y'all. So it's just the fact that it's coming around, and I really appreciate it because like when I first came on, and it's like, okay, this is the only kind of coverage, and I think that, and it was like I could say, like you talked about, a miracle season,
right?
Because of how everything worked out the way it did. It was too bad it came up short in the championship game, which I felt for y'all because it was like, I'm thinking they got an opportunity, they could tie it, win the game here, and it was just like two of the biggest defensive players I maybe ever seen in a championship, and I was like,
we don't have to talk about it. I think
we don't have to talk about it.
Probably lived that inning through my head probably once a day. So.
keeps me up at night.
Still haunt y'all.
I don't mean to bring that up, but it was just a fact. No, it was like sort of like an amazing type of ending to a first year that I did with broadcasting, working for TSBN and everything.
And that Delgado team was so good. You had like Ethan Leger on that team, and that was kind of our first year. We kicked the door in, and you could see how hard it is to get back. We've been trying to get back to that ever since, and we're trying to get back to that this year. But we've had back-to-back winning seasons, and this year, we're kind of in a rough patch, and we're 500. But it's it's tough.
Trying to figure out how to get over the hump.
Right
there.
But that's what good teams do.
It's so tough to get back to that moment,
Right.
When you get the winning runs on second base, the tying runs on third base, and you have an opportunity in that moment to break it open and make history
And Cade Prejean making that play. I mean,
he made a play
to
down
me,
the line.
it's like not discrediting him at all. To me, and I even told you, probably one of the most dangerous players in college baseball because of the fact, not just of him defensively, but the way he hits, the way he runs.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Because I think it was the first time y'all played Delgado in the season. I'm like, and I'm looking, one of the guys, Coach Sherman subs, and I'm looking at Prejean. I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden, he's still second like this. And I'm like, who is this kid? And I was, wow, you know what I'm saying? And it just tripped my head out. And I was like, man, I'm like, and I had to tell Coach Sherman, I had to tell, I say, that's a dangerous kid. Y'all just got to keep an eye on him, please, because this dude can steal, take bases like that. So, but regardless of the fact, I still remember the biggest victory y'all ever had against them was in that tournament. Right. Y'all won I think it was 13,
We
13 to 10 run rule, 13 to 2 or something.
Yeah, we showed up
Oh
Friday.
my God, man.
Run ruled Delgado and Baton Rouge for what should have been an easy day, Saturday or Sunday, and try to get a little taste of it and couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, it didn't go our way.
Y'all was the story of that first week, that first day. That was, and not just and that's when media really blew up. I mean, especially New Orleans. They was all shocked. He was like, Nunez, story of the day. Nunez that took 2. They're in the title game. So, you just knew right there. But I think this season, I think you guys are capable. You guys are capable.
Yeah,
I know the one thing you want is consistency, and that's a big understanding because there are some times where the team plays very well. Like, I'm going to say, I think the biggest win, and you look at the schedule, it's been tough, but there's been some really good wins on this schedule. And it's maybe some
really bad losses too.
Yeah. I think some of the good wins was probably one of the best wins we might have seen in 3 years. Like,
which one?
The Mississippi Gulf Coast win was maybe one of the best wins y'all had in 3 years because the amazing comeback y'all had in the first game, and then all of a sudden it carried to the second, and y'all cats just took off. And then all of a sudden for y'all had to survive their comeback. It just showed a lot of character, and it just told me, I think Nunez is going to be fine. I think they're going to be just fine because you fight like that. You fight like hell, and you win that game against a very good team at a tough place to win. That's huge. And then carry it on, I think, about a couple of days later against Southwest. I mean, you just dominated the first game.
Yeah, you can see the highs, and then
and then all of a sudden
the second game, and you're right back to how you were.
Right. And I get what you was talking about.
Right, and we've Coach Dom has said this too. We talk about it every day, and we talk to the team about it. This is the most talented group that we've ever had. But that means absolutely nothing. You got to go out and feel every single day and earn it.
Yep.
Which I think maybe we haven't. As a coaching staff, we haven't. Made them earn it, right, or stressed to them enough of having to earn it. Because you've seen how good we can be, and then you see this past weekend how bad we can be too. But you got to go out every day, and you can't take it for granted. You have to earn it every single day.
Agreed.
I know I'm not a coach, but I think I played the game enough to know some things.
Shelmet High legend right here.
Yeah, sure. But they definitely have the potential.
Absolutely.
It's just I don't think they believe that they have the potential. That's just what I see when I look on the field.
That's another part of it. You can't hope to win. You got to expect to win. And,
correct.
And I think that might be the biggest difference between Delgado and everybody else. When you put on that Delgado jersey, you kind of expect it right now. Everybody else is just hoping. And
and especially as the coach on the coaching side of aspect of it now, and I've said it probably more than you and Glenn, just from the little time I've been around the program, this is by far the most talented group. And you say that every day. I don't know if you're taking away from them having to earn it, something along those lines. But also just kind of, saying that we have the most talented group and being a 500 team, I think that we're right there quite often. Just my opinion.
Yeah, we've had the opportunity to win a bunch of games that we haven't.
We just have a whole lot of we're really good in all three aspects: offense, defense, pitching, and even base running. We're really good. I think we struggle currently to have them all line up. And when we hit really well, our pitching it kind of suffers. And when we finally get on the mound and command the strike zone, maybe we don't swing it the best, or maybe our defense, there's a hole in there somewhere. So I think you don't ever want to peak at the wrong time. And so right now I'm just kind of keeping my hope out there that our peak is towards the end of the season when we do get in that conference tournament and then into the regional where we can put it all together. We got some veteran guys that we're really counting on later on in the season that if they can start to figure it out, and we're on them, but they can start to figure it out and they can get hot at the right time, we can take this thing as far as we want to.
Right.
Just at the moment right now, we're struggling to get hot altogether.
Yeah, but it's definitely there. Like like we said, like you got guys like Dorian Jackson he's got every tool in the toolbox. I think he's already got the school record for stolen bases, and we're not even in April yet. You got guys Andre Rue throws 95 miles an hour. You got Ira Austin who's throws submarine. He's 90-91. And you got team captains that are experienced like Ben Harris and Alex Rue that are really good players.
3-year guys who've been in the big moments.
You got Evan Rolfs hitting 400. It's just if you look at it statistically, we're pretty good. But it seems like like Coach Dom said, one day you pitch well and you don't hit well, and the next day you hit really well and you lose 11-10 because you didn't throw well.
It's all about the little things.
It's definitely
really
about the little
is.
things.
It is all about the little things, and credit to Delgado because that's something that they get right. Is the little things.
Always do.
And we talked about that on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
We talked about that. You was absolutely right. It's the
And
little
I think
things.
it's part of our guys make it bigger than what it is sometimes. It's kind of like the public school private school thing. Like private schools, they expect to beat Chalmette. We're from Chalmette, all three of us. When Chalmette plays Brother Martin or Rommel or Jesuit, it's kind of that same thing.
They're going in, and I've said it this past week. They'll go in with the underdog mentality. Like, hey, I'm not supposed to win doesn't mean I can't. Instead of like you said, like, hey, Brother Martin goes out to play Chalmette. They're expecting to win. They're not expecting to lose. Doesn't matter. I know Chalmette's got Bryce Wilson. He can really throw, but Brother Martin goes to face him. They still think of them as Chalmette. They're expecting to win. They're not expecting to. Oh, we got a tough one today. Like,
Absolutely. I always think about our senior year, the first round. Everybody thought that we were going to get
going to John Curtis.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of not to toot the own horn
No,
or
I
anything.
know that.
Trying to stay
Not-
as humble
yeah.
as possible, but I think that 2016 team, we walked into Mike Miley and like.
We expected to win.
Yeah, we didn't say, "Hey, we got a tough one today," and John
Exactly.
Curtis.
No,
we walked out
absolutely.
there
That
like,
was
hey,
different. That's what was different about that group and all the other Chalmette groups that
Yeah.
have played since then and before then.
Well,
Absolutely.
we knew that we had put in the work. We'd worked our butts off to be there and everything, and we had a good group of guys who were all invested on the same common goal as just to win and move on. And so we walked in there. I think they pitched Daniel Cabrera. That kid.
Yep.
Ended up playing at LSU and then got drafted and
He's still playing. Yeah.
He's still playing today. He's not a pitcher, but threw real hard from the left side and
Right.
bring it on, dude. Like we know what we can do.
And I think that goes back to kind of what VK was saying about that team 2 years ago. Like that team had been through the struggles of COVID and a losing season before COVID, and all those guys were still there. Guys like Brady Sears and Landon LeBlanc, Colby Smith, and Paul Howard. And then you had newcomers like Ben Harris, Alex Rue, and Levi Brewster. Those dudes didn't want to lose anymore, and then they got to a point where they expected to win. And when we walked into that conference tournament, even though our conference record wasn't the best, that group expected to win that tournament. They weren't hoping to win that tournament, and I think that's kind of something that this group we have right now has got to figure out. Do you really expect to win, or are you in there hoping to win? Because if you go down the list of player by player, this team is more talented than the team that was had in that moment to win the conference championship. And the pitching staff for sure is better, but the numbers don't say it.
We got more depth. We have more talent. We got guys that can do it all the best.
We barely had guys that could throw 85 on that team, much less 95.
And I remember the time when when that team a couple of years ago, when they had those veterans, they had that great start, and all of a sudden they went on that slump and everything. Then all of a sudden they got it together late in the year. That huge series win against BRCC at the end of the year was big. Have momentum going into the tournament itself. It's going to have to be the same thing with this team. They're going to have to find a way in these. Not the BRCC series is going to be very important.
Right, whoever's going to get that 2 seed,
You know
won't
what I'm
have
saying?
to play Delgado's ace and stuff like that.
Exactly. So Nunez needs to come with a mentality ready to go and knowing that they have a job to do.
I don't think we will.
They got to go get this job done if they're going to have a chance, because BRCC and Delgado's this week, and Delgado is hot. They've won 16 straight. And now they're going against BRCC. Recently is now playing better. They've won 4 straight. And, okay, my biggest thing is we know how good the Dolphins are. Now, okay, BRCC, are you going to step up?
And Coach Seminole has
That's
that
the
team
biggest
ready.
thing.
He always does, you know.
Because that's going to be a big step-up series for them.
And our guys will bounce back. We're not going to quit.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's going to be –
So BRCC is also always a really gritty team, you know, and they, you know, sometimes undersized or, you know, always don't have the most talent, but them dudes are junkyard dogs, you know.
Scrappy.
They're scrappy. They're gritty. Like they ain't
play
going to
hard.
give up by any means. You know, they're going after it, and I think Seminole does a good job with that.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what happens during the rest of the season, because I think like we have seen some great stuff in this last couple of years with the Region 23 tournament. This season might be maybe one of the best, maybe one of the wildest, possibly because of the fact of the new format that there's not one spot that you're going to go to postseason. Now you got 2 spots that you're going to go this postseason, and mainly meaning that whoever makes the tournament championship series or the tournament championship game, you call it, they will have automatic bids going to Oxford, Alabama for the new region that this Region 23 is involved in now. So meaning this is more of a true March Madness type of tournament now. That is like, okay, you can still get that automatic, but now it's like, okay, if you win the championship, you're in. The thing now is if you win the championship, you're going to have a nice seed going into that region tournament, and the other one you're in, but you got to really fight your way on the bottom, whatever seed you're going to get from that higher seed, lower seed.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see, because it's going to be 3 teams that's going to fight their way to try to get those 2 spots to get in the postseason. You know,
It's definitely going to be a fun weekend.
It's going to be a fun, absolute weekend. It's starting on a Thursday this time, and this time it's Delgado's turn to host, and it's going to be a very good. I'm going to tell you this: the first day is going to be furious. The first day is going to be so furious because the fact of the matter is
Somebody's going to go home.
Somebody's going home, or we might have for the first time all 3 teams win a game, and it's going to go down to a Saturday to, okay, who's going to go against the top seed? Because the rule is if you're the top seed going in and all 3 teams have won games, number 1 goes to the championship. Now 2 and 3 has to battle who's going to play who's going to play the number 1 team for the championship. So I would love, to be honest, I would love to see everybody win a game that day.
Yeah,
That would make the tournament so fun.
I might have to disagree with you.
I already know you're gonna disagree.
I would love to see everybody lose, but Nunes.
Absolutely.
Good answer.
I will say that.
Good answer. I'm gonna
I
say
have
that.
to agree
Good
with
answer.
that.
Yeah, but this has been fun. We got practice here in 5 minutes, so we might have to wrap it up. We're definitely going to do this again, VK. Love to have you
Yes.
back on
Yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely. Hopefully near the end of the season.
So I think
Yeah.
what you're doing for our program is huge too. You know,
Yeah.
reaching guys that we can't normally reach and trying to grow it and compete at a real high level. So we
Yeah.
appreciate you. I know
Nope.
you've heard it a whole lot, but I'll say it again.
Oh man, I appreciate y'all, man. Hash It Out Show. Log on to the hashitoutshow.com. We're on YouTube Live, Facebook Live every Tuesday and Wednesday at 7:30. It's between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. Just tune in. And also, I'm on Crest City Sports. I'm on Scoreboard Live. I'm on TSBN with these guys, and also BRCC. Continue to support me. Continue to support Nunes Athletics. Appreciate y'all.
Go subscribe to their Hash It Out show. Follow them on Twitter, social media, all that stuff.
Show our guys some love.
Yep. And you can catch them every Nunes home game, and then some of the road games as well. You can catch them.
Yes.
Links always posted, on our Facebook page and Twitter page to watch all the games live for the Broadcasting Network. And we appreciate VK, appreciate Cam, appreciate Dom too, even though I don't tell
Can't
him.
wait to
Don't
see
let
y'all
him know.
guys in VR, man. Can't
Yep.
wait.
Let's see if we can't turn this thing around, huh?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All righty.
All right.
Peace.
All right. Let's go.